Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Blind Gooner, both on Facebook and YouTube, and also welcome to all the viewers on Arsenal FC fans page as well. Listen, the games keep coming thick and fast. We've got a Carabao Cup fixture against Leicester tomorrow evening, and we're here to do a preview. Joining myself this evening, we have Nitesh. How are you doing, Nitesh?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Too many games, and hopefully we win them all. Every Arsenal fan just wants that to win games and obviously sign more players because I know there are a few people going to ask you what is the update on OR, what is the update on Partey. But yes, at the end of the day, as long as we keep winning games, I think everyone at the club is happy, the fans are happy, the players are happy, the manager is happy, and I think that is our goal. And I'm doing well because Arsenal currently is winning, and that is how I want it to be.
Yeah. It is, and like you said, as long as we keep winning games, everybody's happy. But listen, I get the sense from this Carabao Cup fixture that not many, I've seen a lot of people not be bothered about this, and I don't think Arsenal are going to take this cup seriously. I think we're going to play a lot of players that are out of form. I think that it is just a case of giving players run out for minutes and stuff. I think certainly I can't speak for other teams, but for Arsenal's point of view, the league has got to be a bigger priority than the League Cup.
I will just say one thing that the League Cup is something that you don't need to worry too much about till you maybe reach the maybe say the final stages. Because come on, even though we are playing Leicester, we are obviously like many of the other teams going to play our second choice team. We're not going to play our first team. I mean, so if we go through, we go through, and if we don't go through, that's okay. But at the end of the day, once we reach the quarterfinal stage, then I think that is the point when the manager also starts taking it a bit seriously and thinking, okay, we may have a chance here of winning another title. Even though it's not a very big title, it does not give us too much money. I think £4 million or something is the prize. But yes, at the end of the day, if you're getting a title by focusing on 3 to 4 games, which manager wouldn't want to win another title?
Yeah, and I think winning is key for Arsenal as well because it keeps momentum going. The moment we lose a game, doubt and self-belief creep into this team, and I think this team, with the players we have at the moment, thrive on winning games to keep that momentum, because we know that the moment any negativity sets into these players, and that's when things start going wrong. So I do believe that winning is the key to success because it keeps momentum going. It drives the players on to think that they can achieve great things. And I just worry about what's going to happen when we do suffer our first defeat of the season. Are we going to bounce back, or are we going to spiral on a downward trajectory again? So we just have to wait and see on that. Big up to everybody in the chat on all the platforms. Remember, do smash the like button and do subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Blind Gooner. So yeah, please, I'm on the road to 5K subscribers. That is my next target. So yeah, let's make it happen. It's an interesting game. This.
Add one thing.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I just want to add one thing. No matter what the title, when big or small, when a manager ends up winning a title, he and the team gets confidence. Now, last season, we didn't win the biggest title in the world. We won the FA Cup, which we are favorites a lot of times. But at the end of the day, what can we say proudly? We can say proudly that we had more titles than Chelsea, we had more titles than Manchester United, Hell, we had the same number of titles as Manchester City and Liverpool as well from last season. Okay, maybe Liverpool had some away from home, but at the end of the day, we had more titles than Spurs, we had more titles than Wolves, because of the fact that even though it may not be the biggest title in the world, but an FA Cup has some prestige attached to it, and at the end of the day, it is a title. Same thing goes for the Community Shield. I'm not saying by any stretch of imagination that it is like anything serious, but at the end of the day, it does. People like to give it. You may say it is a glorified friendly, but at the end, if it goes in your, like, as a manager, as a
Yeah.
title, or you can say like silverware. So that tag is there. I'm not saying it's the biggest, yeah, but it does add to your resume.
Yeah. I just want to
Am I the
shout a
one
couple of
lagging or
people
is
out.
Daniel lagging?
No. Can you hear me? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think you lagged for a second.
Oh, okay. I have no idea what's going on. Oh, okay. I have no idea what's going on there. I just want to big up a couple of people. Melina, Omar. I just want to pick out one comment. I can't remember who said it, but they said we'll be lucky to get this game played because West Ham, a couple of West Ham players, plus David Moyes has tested positive. Listen, as long as it doesn't affect us and the team we're playing, I don't think that'll have any bearing. You know, the Premier League and the FA have got a good structure in place when it comes to testing for coronavirus, and I don't think it'll have any bearing. If we come up against a team who do have it, then yeah, if we come up against a team who do have it, then it could be problematic. Actually, scratch that, because I've just realised we've just played West Ham at the weekend, so that might be there might be potential implications. But a lot of those players will get tested again.
And the Spurs game today was cancelled because of the same. Spurs game cancelled today because of the same. If you guys hit that out. And one more, I'm saying it in a funny way, though I don't mean any disrespect. If Arteta gets COVID again, he'll probably wear that shirt which says "Why always me?"
Yeah,
the Balotelli shirt.
Yeah, so big up Taib, Melina, big up Digi6 from China, who's new to the channel. Big up. Let's have a look. Jamie. Remember, guys, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, The Blind Gooner, do hit the subscribe button. Nitesh, what sort of team are you expecting? Because I'm expecting a lot of changes. There's a lot of people saying that Ozil could come back into this game for the game tomorrow. There's a lot of people saying that we could see Runarsson for the first time. So yeah, what sort of team are you expecting for this game? And are you expecting a lot of changes as it's widely predicted?
I think Ozil will definitely play, because if there is one person who can't pass COVID onto others, it's definitely Ozil, because he can't pass anything. So at the moment, so I think Ozil will definitely play, and I'm not too sure about Runarsson. I think it will be Matt Macy who may get the chance in this game. But as I said, Ozil can't pass anything to anyone right now, so I think he'll definitely start the game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see whether our game goes ahead, because of this whole thing with David Moyes and that. It just depends on how much contact they've had, whether social distancing was observed. But I'd imagine, I'd imagine all our players will probably get tested. I'd imagine they'll probably do that And I'd
Yep,
imagine, listen,
and
there's
more than,
people.
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say there's people who have come into contact with people who have COVID, and you know, as long as all the masks and that were wearing masks and stuff, and it's a job to know. It's a job to know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and one more thing, while we are testing Kolasinac for COVID, we can also test him for the shit virus, because that guy is absolutely shit.
Big up to.
I think Daniel, you're definitely lagging. I, I think you're definitely lagging because the jokes are coming in slow to you for some reason.
What do you mean?
I just said that we need to test Kolasinac not just for COVID but for the shit virus as well, because his play is absolutely shit.
Oh yeah, no. So sorry, I wasn't lagging. I missed because I was reading the comments out while you were saying that, so I missed what you said. But yeah,
Okay, I thought you were lagging.
They need to test Kolasinac for his football ability, and he'd fail the test every time. Jesus Christ, that guy is just crap.
Yep, and big up to Apollo, as you were saying. He's saying, I hope Ozil is playing.
Yeah. So what sort of a result are you expecting, Nitesh? Are you expecting us to win this game, draw this game, lose this game? What are you expecting us to do?
I would expect a win or a loss. I don't want to take a draw. I think if we take a draw, there will be a replay, and who has time to play another replay in such a situation where games are getting cancelled? There is COVID going around, so I think we should either win it or we should either lose it. But let's not draw the game, because we don't want another at this point of time, unless it is like something like a semi-final or a final of some competition. I don't want to see any more. I mean, there can't be a replay in a final, but I don't want to see any kind of replays being played. We don't want to be playing many games. We don't want to be playing extra games. First, it does not even help our Premier League season. If our cause is to finish in the top four, we need to minimize our games. So I think Arteta's intention should be clear. We either win this or we lose this, but we don't replay this, because if we keep replaying these games, then there can be no end to the number of matches that we may end up playing in a single season. So I think it's okay. Hayden is saying there won't be any replay and it will be straight penalties. If that is the case, then I think there is nothing to lose. We should try to go for the win. If it ends up in a draw at full time, then I think the penalties, we play penalties. That's better than having replays. That's better than actually better having the replays. I think they have changed the rule than this season. So that is a good thing. If there are direct penalties, then definitely we go for penalties. But I think Arteta never plays to draw, or he never plays to, you may say, he never plays to play a defensive side of games. He never tries to play a defensive type of game. So I think he will go for the win. And if we end up winning, that's great. If we end up going home, less games to play in the season.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I think. I mean, I hope. Listen, I'd like to think this game will go ahead because listen, other teams have come into contact with other teams, and the people affected have just isolated. And like I say, the Premier League they do mass testing 2 or 3 times a week. So what they'll probably do is they'll probably haul in everybody on the Arsenal team who played, and just give them a test. And let's not forget, most of those players might not even be playing. So, listen, I suppose it's a job to know, isn't it? It's a job to know what they'll do. If they call it off, then hey, look on the bright side. At least we'll have more. We'll have more rest time for Liverpool, and not to mention our players. And I think as long as the players were 2 meters apart from these possible infected players or manager, it's a minefield, isn't it? It's an absolute minefield, but it'll be a complete disaster if they halt the season and and then have to try and reschedule it in again. And it's a complete minefield. But I don't think they'll do that. I think they've got a structure in place now. What's likely to happen is they'll probably just postpone the games. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. So yeah.
What I was thinking they would have done last season was make it from the 2019-20 season to the 2019-21 season and wrap up 2 seasons in one. I mean to say complete 1 season in 2 parts. That is the first part that was done, and the second part that would be done in the in the next year. But I feel that they rushed into it. Now the season has been fine, but at the end of the day, a lot of players have been testing positive again. I think they should have reduced the amount of football by doing that, by putting stretching 1 season across 2 years. But unfortunately, what they have done is they have tried to push it through. Now let's see what happens to this season, because if people start testing positive for COVID, then it may be happening that the logic that they were throwing around, and that Brownie was also talking about, that there can be only 25 registered players. I think they won't have that option. And including, I think the number of substitutes will go up again from 3 to 5. Because if a lot of players are testing positive, they will have to have more players in the squad, and the squad depth will go down for every club. So imagine a club that has barely any squad depth. They will have to start taking players from the academy. So I think at the end of the day, their logic that they wanted to switch back from 5 substitutes to 3 substitutes and wanted to reduce the squad depth to squad total to 25 is going to fail in both aspects, and they will have to again revert back to 5 substitutes, and the same will be have to done for maybe registering 30 to 35 players for every team. Because at the end of the day, if say 4 or 5 first team players test positive, then I think every team will be in a major soup.
Let's not forget as well that a couple of the Man United players, Pogba and that, tested positive about a couple of weeks ago, and they didn't halt the games, and they're back playing again. So it is what it is, isn't it? What will probably happen is listen, there's a lot more now. There's a lot of protocols in place. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens on this. Thanks Digi6 for that. Do share the content around. I'd really appreciate that, guys, as well. A lot of people don't know about my channel, so yeah, do really appreciate that. So yeah, are you expecting us? Are you listen? If we lose this game tomorrow, it's not going to be a massive dent in our season. Our season's always been getting top 4 or winning or trying to win the Europa League. So I can't see if we lose this game tomorrow it having a massive impact on our season.
When you said I can't see our, and it sounded like you can't see OR. So some of the fans on Facebook must have gone crazy. Oh, that means OR isn't coming to Arsenal.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I don't think OR's coming to Arsenal anyway. Big up Brownie in the chat who's joined. I can't see OR coming to Arsenal anyway. I think we're more likely to get Partey. I think that's probably got legs on it. I can't see this. I've seen a report going around that we've agreed a deal for OR with 45 million with 10 million add-ons, but I don't buy it at all. The source probably isn't that credible. It's probably one of Brownie's sources. Do you know what I mean? So, it definitely isn't credible then.
If that story is trending through Adam, he's going to be a millionaire soon.
Nitesh, Jay Shahid is asking you, would you start Kolasinac tomorrow?
Yeah. In all honesty, I would start him. I would rather send him back to meet David Moyes and the rest of the West Ham team, but unfortunately we want to sell him, so that is the problem. So I would start him. I hope he's fit. I hope he puts in a world class performance tomorrow, and then we can sell him off. As simple as that. I think I wasn't West Ham the club that wanted Kolasinac. The rumors coming, West Ham and Newcastle wanted him. I think if that was the case, I think we should have left West Ham. Like we should have dropped him onto the West Ham bus and said bye bye Kolasinac. Thank you so much. It's okay now. You can guard them. We don't need a bodyguard. Ozil is leaving next season too. So, but unfortunately, he came back with us. So can't help it.
Yeah, big up. Melina's asking, would we start Ozil tomorrow? Probably, because it's probably the sort of game that probably suits him, but it just depends, because if we don't start him tomorrow, I can see Ozil just sitting this whole entire season out. Russ Morgan is saying Arteta's come from Man City, where they've tried to win every trophy. Agreed, but don't forget Man City are in a higher and more better position than we are. We're not in that position. I think we've got to prioritise the top four in the Europa League, because they're the only routes back into the Champions League.
And way before he has come from Man City, he has come from Arsenal, and before that he's come from Everton. So don't forget that as well. So his mentality has changed a bit, but at the end of the day, he knows how to be grounded. So that is the main thing. He's not going to be flying because he won the FA Cup. He knows that how tough it is to win the Premier League, because he must have tried for 20 odd years and he'd never won it in his playing years. But yeah, I was saying one thing. I just wanted to add one thing about tomorrow's team. I would use all the players that we don't need. I would use Ozil. I would use Kolasinac. I would use probably Matt Macy. I would use, who else is there? Guendouzi probably, to get his price up as well. Because if you're trying to negotiate that swap deal with Chelsea or some other club, play in Guendouzi as well. Show him off a bit. I would use players like, who else do we not need? If you think about defenders, probably if you're seriously not trying to use Cedric, I would start tomorrow's game with Cedric. I think Cedric deserves that start as well. Apart from that, I would play Willock, I would play Reece Nelson, I would be playing all these guys, the guys that are useless to the team right now. All these guys need to play tomorrow. And Ozil, obviously, as I said. Who else is there? Centre backs. Let me think. Callum Chambers is no use to us right now. I'm not saying that he's useless. No, Saliba, I would rather not. Okay, maybe I would play him because of the fact that he needs game time. But apart from Cedric and Saliba, I would play all the players who are no use to us. Holding is useful. He's our first team player right now, so unfortunately we can't say he's useless to us. Who else is there up front? Let me think.
The problem with playing players that are no use to us, like ones that we're trying to sell, if they get injured, then we're going to have a hard job getting rid of these players. Like I seen Charles Watts done a video a little while ago, and basically said that it doesn't make no sense playing players like Torreira, who we know that we're trying to get rid of, because then if they play and get injured, they're going to struggle to get them out the door.
I think Torreira isn't even in England. I don't think he will be one of the candidates to play. So I don't think he's there. But Chambers isn't injured. He was already training, but I don't know if he's match fit or not. If he may be on the bench tomorrow. But at the end of the day, what I was trying to say is that there are other players like these players that we can play definitely, or we can play the same team that played against maybe Aston Villa in that friendly. Maybe that is why Arteta was trying some of those players. He knew that he will be probably using them in the League Cup. So that could be the case as well.
Melina's asking, would I give a remix of the Ozil song? When I hit 5k subscribers, I might consider it. But yeah, that's that's a long way off. What else we got? Jay Shahid says Saliba should definitely play. I agree. We need Listen, considering we all thought he was going to be in the first team, we need to see him get some minutes.
Yep. And
Jamie Stephen Dunn said Chambers is still injured. Yep, we know that.
He's not match fit. Yeah, that is what Omar is also saying. Yeah, I think then he's not match fit. That's the thing. David Luiz can play. David Luiz. Yeah, I just saw Jahid's comment. David Luiz can definitely play. He's not needed anymore. He can be a League Cup winner with Arsenal if he delivers. I don't think Xhaka will play. 99% I don't think Xhaka will play.
Yeah, and that's a good lineup you put in there, Jade Shahid.
Pepe can play because he's useless again. I think Reece Nelson will play as well. Saka might not play. Eddie Nketiah may play, or it can be Balogun or someone else, some other kids. They may end up playing.
Russ,
But I think Xhaka will not play.
I was just going to say to Russ as well. Smith Rowe's injured, so he's not going to play.
And Daniel is lagging again. Russ, you're lagging.
What's going on with this fucking StreamYard? Why am I lagging all the time? Jesus
I'm
Christ.
lagging.
Has Ozil got my flaming connection or something?
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, Daniel, hello.
Are you there, Nitesh?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. I think Ozil must have hold of the StreamYard server or something. Do smash a like, everybody. Would really appreciate that. And yeah, there is going to be a watch along tomorrow for the game. So do join us for that. Yeah, do join us for that. Right.
Yeah, imagine if we schedule the watch along and then the game is cancelled and then we are on live and we are talking to each other and looking at each other. That's what happened with Spurs today. Their game got cancelled.
Which game got cancelled?
Spurs had a game today in the League Cup. Their game got cancelled.
Oh yeah, it got cancelled because 95% of the 95% of the Leyton Orient players tested positive for coronavirus.
Yep, and 95% of the Spurs players tested crap.
Yes, yeah. What we'll do then, Nitesh, is we'll wrap things up here because I think we've covered pretty much everything about tomorrow's game. So just tell people. Sorry.
The lineup before you forget again.
Well, we sort of covered the lineup, didn't we? We sort of went.
I mean to say your complete lineup, my complete lineup in that sense, because everyone is giving their lineups in the chat.
All right then. Okay, so you go first.
Okay, I don't think Runnerson will play tomorrow, so I think it will be Matt Macy in goal. Apart from that, I think Cedric, as I said, right back. Center, it has to be David Luiz and William Saliba. Left, it has to. I don't think we have an option there. But if it wasn't for the COVID and if I wanted to win the game, I would have gone with Ainsley Maitland. That if I'm playing again if I'm playing the 4-3-3, that is. But if I'm playing the 3-4-3, so I think then 3-4-3, then David Luiz, Saliba and Cedric, the back three. And apart from that, Ainsley left wing back. Right wing back, I would probably give it to right wing back. I have Bellerin, I have Cedric, I have who's the other one? There's no one there. Okay, I would probably give right wing back to Reece Nelson. I would give him right wing back. And apart from that, the two in midfield would be Willock and Elneny. So those would be my two central midfielders tomorrow, with Willock playing the more box-to-box kind of play and pushing forward, and Elneny being the defensive midfielder. Apart from that, the front three now, I would go with Eddie at the center, no doubt about that. On the right wing, it would be Pepe, and on the left wing, it would be. Hmm. No, I would switch Pepe to the left and play Willian on the right. Willian was very poor in the last game. The guy needs to play another game and improve himself. He needs to get back into the first game kind of form. So I would play Willian on the right. I wouldn't drop him. I wouldn't give him any kind of rest. He needs to play well. If he can play well tomorrow, then he can play well in the game against Liverpool, because Pepe was absolute crap in the previous game against West Ham, but so Willian wasn't any better, that better either. So I think I would, as I'm playing Nelson as right wing back, I would play Willian on the right wings. Now there is one thing that I can possibly change. If I am playing Joe Willock as possibly a right wing back or a left wing back, then I can bring Willian into the midfield. He can be the ball carrier from midfield going forward, and Reece Nelson can then play on the right wings. So these are the two different kind of switch of plays that I can have between the two guys. So where Willock, rather than being a central midfielder, he goes to right wing back. Reece Nelson goes forward. Willian goes right next to Zaka and tries to play the ball carrier from midfield. So these are two combinations. Either one of them can work. We can start off with the first one, we can switch to the second one, or we can start off with the second one and switch to the first one, depending on how the team is playing. So my lineup is fixed, but which combination will be played by Arteta, I have put out two choices there, and either one can be played by him with that lineup.
Yeah. Okay. So my lineup would be Runason in goal, a back three of Saliba, David Luiz, and Kolasinac. Just because I can't see anything else really. The wing backs would be Cedric and see the other side is tricky. The other side is kind of tricky because I don't think Maitland-Niles will play simply because I think he'll be keeping him for Liverpool because Maitland-Niles has done well against the big teams, so I think he'll save Maitland-Niles for Liverpool. So it would be, I'm going to go for Saka, and then my midfield pairing will be El Neni and Ozil. And my front three will be Eddie down the middle, Nelson on the right, and I think he'll push Pepe out to the left, and that would be my lineup.
I'll just say one thing: if El Neni has to play with Ozil, by the end of the game, he'll be as dead as an Egyptian mummy.
Well, listen, I don't think I know what you guys in the chat are saying about Arteta taking this seriously, but I think he's looking at the league and looking at other teams, other priorities this season.
Yep, and everyone is putting their predictions in the chat as well.
Okay, so Nitesh, let's go for your prediction.
Can I just quickly read some of the predictions that they have put in?
Yeah, go for it.
Sure. Jahid is saying 2-1 to Arsenal, and he's hoping so. And apart from that, lineups coming in from Jamie as well. He's saying, I'll quickly read it. Runason, Cedric, Holding, Saliba, Kolasinac or Lolasinac, and Torreira, Guendouzi, Willock, Nelson, Nekitia, and Saka in a 4-2-3-1. And apart from that, Omar is saying 2-0 to Arsenal, 2-0 Arsenal win. Jahid is saying 2-1 Arsenal win. Jamie is saying 3-1 Leicester, not confident. And I think those are all the predictions that are there in the
in the
uh,
chat.
in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
And Russ
Nitesh,
Morgan is saying, I
prediction.
think we lose on penalties. Yeah. Prediction, I think I know Arteta will take the game seriously, but I think these players are not good enough to beat Leicester. Leicester does not have, you can say, like a backup team, and so they don't have too many second choice players, and I think they will have to play a lot of their first team players as well. So I think it will be maybe a 1-1 draw, and then it goes to penalties, where I think we may end up losing.
Yeah. I was going to say a 1-1 draw, and we'll probably lose on penalties as well.
I am now a mind reader as well. You can contact me if you want me to read someone's mind.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say 1-1 draw, and we'll lose on penalties because I don't think this team would be interested in going through in the League Cup. But then, you never know. It's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, so just a shout out to all you young men out there. If you want to know what your girlfriend is thinking, you can always contact me. I can read minds now.
Mate, nobody can read what a girl's thinking. Jesus Christ. Try and do that at your peril.
but I can try and take your money for it.
Anyway, what we'll do is we will wrap up there. So Nitesh, just tell everybody where they can find you.
Yep, guys, you can find me on Arsenal FC Fans on Facebook and on Beyond the Post on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. And the best thing now for Arsenal FC fans is that the monetization has started. So let's see how things go there. If you're making some money, then obviously we'll give back to the fans as well, because all the money comes from whatever views the fans bring in. So let's see what happens there, and I will let you guys know and give you more updates by maybe say the end of the month, or maybe next month, end of next month, end of October. So big up to Daniel. Thank you so much for having me on again, and it's always pleasure to be back on the channel.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on. Listen, guys, do hit the subscribe button to the Blind Gooner. Do smash a like, and do go and check out Arsenal FC Fans page as well. Listen, we're going to be back tomorrow for a watch along of the game. I'm not entirely sure what time the game starts. I think it's at 8 p.m. kickoff. So we'll be on an hour before kickoff, maybe half an hour before kickoff, depending on when the lineups are out.
It's 7:45. 7:45 p.m. for you.
Oh, okay. So that we'll probably be on air at 7 then. So yeah, do join us for that one. Like I say, I'm on the road to 5k subscribers, so I want to get to 5k by the end of the Premier League season, which might be easier now if it gets called off again. So yeah, I'm just trying to look for the positives, even though there are enough positives going around at the moment with all these positive tests coming in. So.
And one funny update: Manchester United is beating Luton Town 1-0, and they're leading by a penalty, Juan Mata penalty.
Wow, Jesus Christ! Man
The
United
penalties have started.
So lucky on penalties.
Penalties have started.
Yeah,
I'm guessing Van de Beek was fouled for that penalty. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, listen. Thanks for tuning in today. We'll be back tomorrow with a watch along, so stay tuned for that. Remember, if you're watching on Facebook, do come over and subscribe to the Blind Gooner. And if you're watching on YouTube, do go and like my page, the Blind Gooner. And like I say, follow Nitesh's page, Arsenal FC Fans. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your evening. All take care of yourselves. Stay safe. And we'll be back tomorrow. Come on, the Arsenal.
Yeah.